Have you ever felt like life just moves too fast and even your hobbies start to feel rushed? Today, I want to share why sewing on a vintage machine has helped me slow down, reconnect with creativity, and find joy in making again. This is my first ever sewing machine. It is a vintage 1960s New Home Model 532 sewing machine. So, this one is from the 60s, and I love the blue color. My grandfather bought me this when I was home from college, and I had expressed that I wanted to learn how to sew. And honestly, I was kind of scared of having a vintage sewing machine as my first ever machine. I didn't know how this thing worked. I'm pretty sure that he got it from a thrift store. And one of the things that I have learned over having an older machine is actually they are some of the most simple machines to take care of. Having an older sewing machine gave me so much confidence that I can clean it. I can do basic maintenance on it. I can change O-rings and belts. I can oil it myself, and that saves me a lot of time and money. And that helps on my journey to financial independence and reducing waste. Vintage machines are built to last. There is little to no plastic waste on them, and the fact that there are so many vintage machines that are from 50 plus years ago that are still sewing today is a testament to how well that they were made and that they're a great investment even for a beginner who is learning how to sew. Vintage machines are often affordable, less than $100, sometimes less than 50, sometimes even free. Many come in a really sweet cabinet to store your thread, scissors, fabric, etc. And you can paint or refinish the cabinet to match your style. I love the cabinets that come with my vintage machines. Each one is functional and beautiful as a piece of furniture, as well as being a method to house and put away your sewing machine. So I really like the cabinets. I wish that I had a cabinet for my original sewing machine, and I would love to be able to get that fitted into a vintage cabinet someday. When I got it, it came in a little carry case. It was a portable one, although let me tell you, it is a very heavy portable sewing machine. So I much prefer ones that are in a cabinet. Vintage machines are generally simple to fix, and you can find parts online through various sewing parts stores, eBay, even locally on Marketplace. The stitch quality, even on an older machine, can be truly beautiful. Once your machine is cleaned and oiled, the stitch quality is actually enough to give a modern machine a run for its money. Even older machines can have cams that can give you decorative stitches. Sometimes, if you're buying them through a private seller, they may come with decorative stitch cams or buttonhole cams, which are something that you add into the machine to give it more types of stitches that are then available for your machine. If your machine doesn't come with cams, you can spend a little bit of time doing a bit of research and find out whether you can actually get add-on cams for your machine. And again, you could look at places like Marketplace or eBay to try and source those for your machine. So even if you have an older machine, don't think that it is just going to be a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. There's often a lot more that it can do. It just takes a little bit of research to find out. Now, speaking of research with your machine, I want to tell you how versatile vintage sewing machines are. With many of them, you can do so much with them. Even just one that has a simple straight stitch, it allows you to do things like free motion embroidery or free motion quilting on the machine. You can sew through lots of different fabric types. Older machines do really well with thicker fabric. Vintage machines have handled denim, canvas, thick materials like lots of layers on a quilt, and all the way through to the finest of silk. These machines have made clothing for a family. They have mended tears or rips. They have patched holes. They have made quilts for beds, drapes, cushions, placemats, and so much more. Why shouldn't they be part of your sewing story as well? I'm very mindful of every stitch that I make on these vintage machines, that they are another part of a story where something was lovingly created, stitch by stitch, minute by minute, hour by hour. I can take my time to make something, to slow down and fully focus on what I'm making, just like those people who stitch something that they made for somebody that they loved before me. And in the case of my antique machine, it may have been a lifetime or two before I managed to come into the picture of this sewing machine story. Using a vintage sewing machine, like we talked about, is often more affordable than buying a modern machine. Aside from the fact that it comes with a real sweet sewing machine cabinet, and you have lots of options when it comes to using your machine, as well as being able to use it as a functional piece of furniture in your home, too. I also love the fact that using vintage machines that I have brought back to life kind of feels a little bit like an act of rebellion against disposable consumer culture. I'm using something that somebody is often trying to get rid of, or it is heading for the trash. So I'm able to rescue something from a terrible fate where it ends up in a landfill and put it to good use making things. Is slowing down with an old sewing machine what your creativity needs? Let me know in the comments. If you've ever wanted to make more, waste less, and enjoy the process again, hit subscribe because in the next video, I'll be showing you how I bring an old machine back to life. And if you love handmade, I'll be doing a limited Etsy drop this Thanksgiving, all made using these beautiful vintage machines. I'll pop a link in the description so you can check it out if you're interested.